Hey everyone, Chrissy at Pinovate. This tutorial is an amazing collaboration between Pinovate and the Love for Lewiston Foundation. So follow along to create this adorable string art. In your kit, it's going to include a 12 by 12 wood board, a stencil, sandpaper, a Bring the Joy decal, nails, paint, and a paintbrush. The only other things that you will need would be some tape and a hammer.
So the first step of your project is with your wood, you're going to take your sandpaper and make sure that everything is nice and soft. You don't want to have any sort of slivers coming off of the sides, and make sure that the edges are nice and soft. So once your board is all sanded and soft and we're ready to go, we're going to do our paint. So the best way to do it is to give 2 nice thin coats. When it's thin, it's going to dry nicely and evenly, and then once it's dry, you can put a second coat on there. A couple tips and tricks for painting. When you're painting, make sure that your paint goes on flat. If it's too thick, it's not going to dry properly. Also, make sure that your first coat is dry before you add your second coat, and don't forget to paint your edges. Okay, so once your board is completely dry to the touch, we're ready for the next step. So with your stencil, obviously there's 2 sides, so we want to make sure that the bottom piece is kind of off to the right-hand side. So you're going to center that on there, and then I like to add a little bit of tape to the edge just to make sure that it's not shifting while I'm nailing. Once your stencil is taped on, with your nails, you're going to nail right through each one of these holes right on the stencil. So when you're nailing, a couple things to remember is you would like to get your nail about halfway down to make sure that it doesn't wiggle out. And if your nail happens to tip to the side, just give it a little tap just to straighten it up. So I finished my nailing. One more little thing you want to check before you're finished is have a look from the side at an angle. You want to make sure that all of the nails are roughly the same height. That makes it much easier to string. So once that's done, you're just going to pop off your stencil right off the top. And we are set to string. So we are all set to string. So in your kit, you're also going to receive a bundle of white string. So to start this, you're going to take the end and tie a little loop. I like to call it a lasso. You're going to put it right around any one of the nails and tie a double knot. There we go. So as you're stringing, you're going to string in between all of these, and you want to fill it up as much as possible. So go around them multiple directions. Every couple, you're going to go all the way around the nail to hold it so it doesn't come undone. Once you're all done stringing, you're going to cut a long tail of string, and we're going to do the same thing that we did at the beginning. So you're going to make a little lasso, pull the tail through, and you're going to place that on top of one of the nails and pull the tail of that. And do it 2 times. Make sure that that's nice and tight. And then from that point, you can trim off with your scissors. You can trim off the last little bit. Now you can cut close to the knot, but don't cut the knot to make sure that it doesn't unravel on itself. A few tips and tricks when you are stringing. You want to make sure that you fill this in a lot. So go very, very randomly in between all of the nails. Try to get it nice and thick. And then when you're done, you want to make sure that it has a nice edge around the outside. So make sure that you go from nail to nail all the way around as well. So our last step is to put our vinyl decal on the bottom left-hand corner. So these are like sticker sandwiches. So when you pull it apart, we have a clear part on the front, we have our white vinyl, and then we have a backing. So in order to get this onto our wood, we are going to take our decal and we're going to give it a scrape. So you can use a scraper, you can use a credit card, a rewards card, or a butter knife, and we want to press that down. As we pull it apart, we want our white vinyl to stick to the clear transfer tape, and we're going to remove the backing. Once we have that, we're going to place this down in the left-hand corner, wherever you like. And then we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to give it a scrape right onto our wood. Now we're going to peel the clear transfer tape off. Now when you're doing this, instead of pulling straight up, we're going to peel it back and flat. And take your time with this. We want to make sure that all of those little letters are stuck down. And there we have it.
Thank you so much for purchasing this amazing donation kit for Love for Lewiston. And thank you so much to Jessica and Ronnie Oldstad for the incredible work that you're doing and the lives that you're changing. We are honored to be part of this project.